Today I will explain what is volume profile, what is the difference between the standard volume chart and the volume profile chart, what are some of the characteristics of the volume profile, and what are the different shapes the volume profile generate, and what do they mean in terms of price action. Now let's take a look at some of the differences between the standard volume chart and the volume profile chart. On a standard volume chart, it is plotting the volume versus time. And the advantage of that is the simplicity of the chart. But there is a major disadvantage of the standard volume chart, and it is that it lacks the relationship between price and volume. And on a volume profile chart, it is plotting volume versus price instead of time. And the advantage is it does show the relationship between price and volume, and it also shows the price action. The disadvantage is that it does require more granular volume data in order to generate the volume profile. Now here's a candlestick chart with the standard volume on the bottom of this chart. And each one of these volume bars represent the volume traded for a single candle. And if each one of these candles represent a daily time frame, then the volume bar represents the total volume traded for that particular day. And if each candle represents 60 minutes, then the volume bar represents the total volume traded for a 60-minute period. And here is a volume profile chart, and the volume is plotted on the y-axis where the price scale is. The volume is plotted for each price level, and it is not associated with any time period. So the candlestick can be a daily candle, a 30-minute candle, or a weekly candle, or any time frame. It doesn't matter to the volume profile. The profile will not change based on different time frames, because the volume is not associated with time. It is associated with price. Now let's take a look at the characteristic of the volume profile. This shaded area is the value area. The value area consists of 70% of the total traded volume for this entire profile. And the price within the value area is considered to be accepted and fair to the buyer and the sellers. And this magenta line highlights the price level with the most traded volume. It is called a POC, or point of control. And this is the value area high, the price level of the upper edge of the value area. And this is the value area low, the price level of the lower edge of the value area. There are different shapes the volume profile generates. This is the D shape. It looks like a capital D letter. This profile is referred to as a balanced profile because it depicts a normal distribution with most of the volume at the middle of the profile and a tempered or a tail on each side. And here is a price action scenario that could generate this profile shape. The price started from a high, worked itself down to a low, then it traded around the mid-range for a while to form the value area before it traded away. And here's another price action that could also generate this profile shape. The price started from a low and worked itself to a higher level, then settle in around the mid-range and start to consolidate and form the value area. This is a P-shaped profile. The most common action that generates this profile is the short covering. You can see as the price moves up, there is little volume at each price level because most of the short covering orders are market order. After the short have covered, price will consolidate and form the value area near the top of the price range, unless there are fresh buyers other than the short to take the price higher. The other possible price action that could also generate this P shape is a liquidation break. This happened when the short-term buyers buying in, anticipating for an upside breakout move. As time progressed and the price have stalled, and there is a lack of new buyers to keep the price at the present level or to push it higher, the short-term trader become impatient and start to unload their long position. And this trigger a sell-off. And since there are a lack of buyers to support the drop, the volume is very light at each price level as the price falls. And the opposite of the P shape is the small B shape. One of the possible scenarios that could generate this profile shape is a sell-off. After the sell-off, price will find support and start to consolidate near the bottom of the range. We see little volume at each price level on the way down, since most of the traders want to get out at any price. So most of the order are market orders. And the other possible price action that could generate this small B shape is a breakout. As price have been trading in a range, and after a period of accumulation, there are more demand than supply, and thus cause a price breakout, and the price move up quickly with a limited supply at each price level. And finally, the capital B shape, and this is a double distribution profile. There is a high volume area at the top of the range and a high volume area at the bottom of the range. In the middle, there is a low volume area. Now, one of the price actions that could generate this profile is when the seller are exhausted during an accumulation process. After the seller has been exhausted and there are still willing buyers, price will move up until it reaches a range where there are a new set of willing sellers, and the buyer will continue their accumulation at that new price area. Another price scenario that can generate this profile is a distribution process that has exhausted all the willing buyers. So after the buyers have been exhausted, the seller have to lower their asking price until it reaches a level where there are willing buyers. And then the distribution continue at the lower price range. So to summarize the different volume profile shape and what each one of them represent in terms of price action, first is the D shape, which is the normal distribution, or the price is basically been trading in a range bound. And then the P shape, which is more of a short covering or a liquidation break. Then we have the small B shape, which is a sell-off or a breakout. Then the capital B shape, accumulation or distribution. So these are the different volume profile shape and what each one of them represent in terms of possible price action. I hope you found this video to be informative and educational. And in the next part of volume profile series, I will show you some of the possible trading method on using volume profile. And if you are new to this channel, and you are not a subscriber to this channel, be sure to click on that subscribe button and also turn on that notification icon so you won't miss any future video from me. And be sure to click on that like to give it a thumbs up and help me promote and share this video. Thank you for watching and stay safe.